Welcome to the ABQ show, the show where we talk with interesting, dynamic people that are making Albuquerque a fantastic place to live. And our guest in the studio today is Hazel Tull-Leach. Hazel is with the 2019 National Senior Games. Now, you may be wondering, why are we talking with somebody? It's the National Games. They are going to be here later this year, right here in Albuquerque. Hazel, welcome to the show. Great to see you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here.
Well, Hazel, I cannot help myself. We will talk about a lot about the 2019 National Senior Games, but in case some of our viewers have not met you, I'd love to talk about you. You're a fantastic story. Grew up in Albuquerque, went to Cibola High School, and one of the, according to your high school coach, one of the best women athletes to ever come out of New Mexico. So yeah, just talk to us a little bit about your experiences with basketball, how that went from high school on, and a little bit more about that.
Well, I was very fortunate to get to play for Coach Doug Dorme, who's the athletic director now at Albuquerque High, and I'm the only girl out of 7 boys, so I didn't have a choice to be in athletics. And so I was very blessed to be talented to play basketball, and I played for Coach Dorme. And let me tell a quick story about Coach Dorme. Actually, we'd go to summer camps, and colleges would send us letters, and I was the first generation to ever go to college. And so Doug said, are you getting these letters from colleges? And I was like, yeah. And I've been putting them in a pillowcase. And so he said, why don't you bring them in and I'll help you with that recruiting process. And so 3 pillowcases later, he actually helped me and helped me figure out what would be the best college to go to, and did home visits with me, and really was just a great advisor for me and my family. And I went on and played at Texas Tech for Coach Marcia Sharp. And our claim to fame, my claim to fame, is lost my senior year to Stanford in the Sweet 16, who went on in '92 to win the national championship. And then after I graduated, Texas Tech won the national championship.
All right, so you very successful career, and all started at Cibola High School. Well, and I asked you, I was 90% sure Coach Dorme was your high school coach. I wasn't positive he was an assistant, just because my daughter played for Coach at Cibola, and he used to hold you up as the epitome of what he wanted his girls at the current time to be. So,
thank you.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that with us. So,
thank you.
All right, so the National Senior Games. What are the National Senior Games?
You know, the National Senior Games are the largest multi-medal sport for seniors 50 years and older.
Okay.
I know you're going, 50 years as a senior? And I just became one January 6th of this year. I'm a senior at 50. And so they actually compete, and they have to qualify in their states.
Okay.
And so it's all 50 states, as well as Canada and Mexico actually have qualifiers. And so they have to qualify in 2018. So last year they had to qualify.
Right.
There's 20 sports that'll make this up. And so 19 of the sports you had to qualify in 2018. However, Power Walk is a new sport this year. And so you will have the opportunity to register for that sport. So I will register for the Power Walk, since I now qualify.
Now, what's the distance of the Power Walk?
It's 1,500 meters.
Okay, 1,500. So
there's also a 5K, but I'm going to do the 1,500.
Well, I think I could walk
A little less than a
1,500
mile.
meters. I'm not sure I could power walk 1,500 meters. There's a difference. So, what's the process that the National Senior Games use to pick a venue?
Oh, you know, it took Albuquerque and New Mexico 10 years to actually secure it. It actually was Ernesto Ramos who actually was the founder of New Mexico Senior Olympics.
Right.
And he was always advocating to, you know, being a senior, that's just, that age is but a number.
Right.
You can do anything. And so he really, as we know, New Mexico is just so beautiful, and we have a lot of diversity in the climate and the culture, and of course we have first-class facilities. And so it took them 10 years. The first time they bid on it, they did not get them. And then the second time they actually secured them, and they did it through the Department of Senior Affairs. And
with the city of Albuquerque.
Yeah, with the city of Albuquerque and the last administration. And so this administration is very fortunate to get to be putting on this amazing event.
All right. So you talked a little bit about qualification. Talk a little bit about some of the sports and some of the venues that Albuquerque needed to have to get such a great event coming to our town.
Yeah, well, these athletes, I mean, these are real sports. We're talking from bowling to badminton to archery to volleyball, triathlon, track and field, swimming. And so we are using some public facilities like Manzano Mesa was actually able to build 18 pickleball courts, which are beautiful, and for these games, and so that'll be one of the sites.
Right.
We're going to have some sites will be one will be in Santa Fe. We're going to have the 20K and the 40K will be at Las Campanas.
Okay.
And then the triathlon.
And those are runs.
That's cycling.
Oh, cycling. Okay, yeah, all right.
And then the triathlon will be at Cochiti Lake.
Okay.
And then we will do basketball at the Pit, at Rudy Davila Center, at Volcano Vista, and then one site will be Highland just for one day. We're going to have, we'll have the track and field will be at UNM, and golf will be at UNM South, as well as Sandia and Santa Ana. Bowling will be at Santa Ana, and so again, it really is, it's 20 sports, 17 venues, and that was definitely very important for them to be first-class facilities, which we have.
Well, and yeah, and as you just ran down the list, every one of those are places that is a high quality for whatever the sport is.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
You know, that Manzano Mesa facility is fantastic. There's good parking. And I've seen the pickleball courts
is
going
sweeping
in.
the nation.
Yeah, and if people don't know what pickleball is, I'd like you to try to explain it. I think I can do it, though. You'll probably do better than me. So.
Well, pickleball is like tennis on a smaller court.
Right.
And you could have singles or you can have doubles.
Right.
And so it's definitely easier on the seniors' knees, and they actually are able to be able to cover the court. And they, you go to 11, and the scoring is actually pretty sophisticated.
Okay, so we don't have time to get into
all
that.
I don't know if I would do justice explaining it. And the other site I did want to mention, was the Regional Sports Complex.
Okay.
Which is beautiful. They'll be doing softball out there.
All right, and where is that?
Oh my goodness. It's
Is that the one?
That's heading past Route 66?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah. I don't have the
Well, no, that's all right.
apologize.
That's all right. So if people want to attend, if Albuquerque citizens want to come, and we'll get to it a little bit, there's going to be a lot of New Mexicans participating, but they want to come watch the games. Is there admission fees? Where do they find out more information about that?
So spectators are free.
Okay.
There's many ways to participate. We need sponsorships.
Right.
We need restaurants that would like to help feed the athletes, the volunteers, and the officials, because officials clearly are very important.
Right.
And so they actually could go to nsgin dot, oops, let me see, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. No, we can come back at the next,
Okay.
make sure we get the website.
Yeah, I
Right?
just
No,
wanna
with
make
the
sure I get the
website,
website right.
so you
I
see all the
apologize.
venues, everything that's
Yes.
going to go on.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, well, we have a couple of videos. Let's cue up the first one to just show some, and I picked ones, there's a lot of them, they're not all New Mexicans are gonna be there, but some New Mexicans, some of you may know, that are gonna be involved with the games.
My name's Brad Winter. I'm 66 years old, and I was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I compete in the pole vault. I've been competing pole vaulting for 50 years. I'm passionate about pole vaulting, but because of that passion, it keeps me healthy. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me going to the gym. It keeps me training. You know, it doesn't matter how old you get, you still like competition, and you love to compete. It gives us a way to compete. And then all these folks out here that are pole vaulters, everybody helps each other. It's an absolutely great environment.
My name is Janet Blair, and I'm 71 years old, and I come from Corrales, New Mexico. I am competing in a number of field events and track events this year, running long jump, standing long jump, javelin, and high jump. I've been competing as a senior ever since my husband snookered me into it at the age of 50. And I've been in competitions ever since then. I am very happy to qualify for National Senior Games, especially this year, because next year it will be right here in Albuquerque and I can compete in front of all my friends.
My name's Louis St. Lo. I'm 62 years old. I'm from Albuquerque and I play basketball. I love playing basketball. I've been playing senior basketball for the past 8 years, and I've been playing basketball all my life since I was 11. I'm originally from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, but now I'm a proud resident of New Mexico. Qualifying for the national games, it means everything to us. We've been working on this for the past 8 years. We're the defending gold medal team from New Mexico for our age group, so it's extremely important for us to do it. We're all competitive, and we're former athletes, and we really want this. We want to shine for the 505. Being a senior doesn't stop us from having the competitive drive. Since we've been playing basketball all of our life, it's just a natural thing for us to compete as a senior. And it's just befitting us as an athlete. We're just continuing our quest. It's a camaraderie. It's meeting.
Well, very good. We got to see actually a city councilor in Albuquerque is going to be, and I did not know that he was a pole vaulter. You know, that's a tough sport at
really is.
13 years old, much less above 50. So.
Yep, and he of course competed in the last games and got a silver medal, and so he is trying to get a gold medal to represent New Mexico.
Well, that is just fantastic. So. We're visiting with Hazel Tull-Leach. She's with the 2019 National Senior Games that are going to be right here in Albuquerque. When we come back from the break, we'll talk more with Hazel and learn more about the participation in the games from New Mexicans here in the greater Albuquerque area and across the state. You're watching.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Motto Mortgage Brokers works hard to give you more options. Hear why Emilio Vallejo's local brokerage is the perfect fit for this growing family. Call Emilio Vallejo's 505-506-9820.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Welcome back to the ABQ show. We're visiting with Hazel Tull-Leach about the 2019 National Senior Games to be held right here in Albuquerque. And Hazel, we have You have to qualify for these.
Yes.
Now, all 50 states will be bringing people or close to it, is that right?
Yes, all 50 states actually will bring people, and so will, they had 9 international countries last year. So we're expecting 13,000 athletes. And out of those 13,000, 1,800 will represent New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, 13,000 athletes, and so this is going to be a very substantial event for the city. That's tremendous.
And when the athletes, the older they get, the larger their entourage.
Yes.
And so we're expecting 15,000 family, friends, and fans to join them. So.
Okay, well, when I started my athletic career, I had an entourage of 0. Maybe I ought to get back. Maybe I can draw an entourage of 1. Well, tell us. We have here, you show me a list of people from around New Mexico, 28 counties. And as I recall, there's 33 counties, so we have fantastic representation across New Mexico, 121 communities and pueblos represented.
Yes.
Yeah, are there any that you've gotten to meet that come to mind? We saw some on the video.
Yeah, we actually are doing a little mini torch relay. And so, of course, as you know, it takes many partners.
Right.
And so one of our major partners is the New Mexico Senior Olympics, because they had to qualify through New Mexico Senior Olympics, but they also are a huge partner with us. And so we're actually doing a condensed torch relay.
Yes.
And our first torch relay was in Silver City.
Okay.
And then our next one will be in Las Cruces on February 16th. And then we'll have one each month. And so then the flame arrival ceremony will be here June 15th, 2019, right on Civic Plaza. We haven't mapped out the exact route, but we're definitely going to include Route 66 on that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's very impressive. And to put together an event like this, talk about the role you're playing in organizing this and helping this all come together.
So the role I'm playing is I'm the helping raise sponsorships for it. So I'm the director of philanthropy, and it really does take a village to put on something of this magnitude. And so a huge partner with us is New Mexico Senior Olympics, along with the city of Albuquerque, of course. They have all their departments really stepping up and really helping us fill in those gaps, because an event like this definitely is expensive because we are renting current facilities. And so road closures, and we're going to have athletic trainers and doctors and such. And so we also have Visit Albuquerque, which was a huge partner of ours. And then also we have a group, we call them the National Senior Games Local Organizing Committee. And so we have partners on there as well from Bernalillo County, Sherman McCorkle, which is of course a business leader, Jim Garcia from Hispano Chamber, Mary Holman from New Mexico Gas, who's also an Olympian herself. For the National Senior Games. She actually does, she's very athletic, she's amazing.
And do you recall, I don't remember, what is her event? You
recall
she
does. She does softball,
she
does javelin, and she does archery.
All right, very
And she
good.
has the gold in archery.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she is such an amazing athlete. And so, and then of course, Councilor Winter is actually a part of it. Bernalillo County has representatives, and then of course, the city of Albuquerque. So it really does take a team for us to be able to pull this event off. So.
Well, thousands of people coming. Now, you need to be 50.
You have
as of when?
As of December 31st, 2018 to have qualified.
Right.
But then my birthday was in January. So as long as I'm 50, by the registration of the games, which will, and so the deadline actually is early bird is February, and if you go on the nsga.org website, we'll definitely get these up there because I want to definitely tell them wrong. And then April 2nd is the absolute deadline to be able to register. There's an early bird cost, and then there's if you go, okay, finally I'll maybe compete. But we definitely want to encourage the 1,800 athletes that have qualified in New Mexico to come and participate, because Albuquerque may never get an opportunity to host such an amazing event. And definitely want to, the ones that are 50, if you want to come try and do Power Walk, we definitely encourage you to participate in that. So
now, what are some of the oldest athletes that are going to participate that you've heard of that have qualified?
So our oldest athlete for New Mexico is Larry Johnson. He's 98 years old.
98.
98.
Okay.
He's competed in the games for 50 years.
Okay, that's amazing.
He actually was a cyclist.
Okay.
And then this past summer, he actually hurt his hips, and so he actually qualified in the 50 for track and field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then for the national games coming from all the states, there were 4 athletes over 100 years old that actually competed.
All right. Well, I see why you could attract an entourage. By the time you make it to 100, if you had any family, your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids would want to come see you perform and compete. That's fantastic.
It really is a family event. One of our venues is the Village, and so there'll be 4 sports there: shuffleboard, badminton, table tennis, and volleyball.
Yes.
But it also will have vendor booths, which will of course be available, entertainment. We really want this to be a family event. Like I said, all the events are free, and we definitely want families to be inspired, because I could tell you, watching these athletes compete is just amazing. And so, and you could be out there. And New Mexico Senior Olympics actually has clinics that they do.
Okay.
And so the clinics actually, the local, we have local games which are actually run out of the Department of Senior Affairs. And they do a phenomenal job. And so we actually have clinics that'll be from now till May, so that the athletes can sharpen their skills and actually just learn maybe one more thing that they can do to be successful in nationals.
Well, you know, if you're a family member of an athlete elsewhere, June 14th through 25th, great time to be in Albuquerque. Some of the, you know, the nicest weather, pre-monsoons, the wind tends to be gone, a bunch of great venues. So how does Albuquerque host an event like that? How do we do with regards to hotel rooms and all of that?
So I found out that we have almost 19,000 hotel rooms.
Right.
And we have RV parks. Our host hotel, actually, the headquarter hotel, not host hotel, headquarter hotel will be the Hyatt Albuquerque, Hyatt Regency Albuquerque, which of course, you know, is downtown. They're the headquarter hotel and big partners for us. And we needed to make sure, of course, that we had enough renter cars and that we had enough, of course, hotel rooms. The Balloon Fiesta Park, first time ever, they're going to actually let us have RVs can actually park out there during the games as well. So they'll be able to do that. And then, of course, we will have many restaurants that will definitely be, people will be going to, and then museums and different activities as well. So, so we definitely, and you go on the NSGA website and for the athletes, and they can actually reserve their room there as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about attending nsginabq.com, nsginabq.com, and we have a couple other videos, one to show of some inspirational athletes from the greater New Mexico area that will be, that are, as we say, scheduled to compete. Let's show another one of those.
Justin Green, I'm 50 years old. I'm from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and I'm running in the 50 meter, 100 meter, and 200 meter dash. I've been competing as a senior for about a year, and I've been competing in other athletics for about 10 years. It was important for me to qualify for the 2019 games because it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to compete in front of your peers in the state in your own backyard here in New Mexico. Hopefully I can represent New Mexico proud. It's important for me to compete as a senior because it helps me to stay in shape, maybe show other people that you don't have to stop competing and having fun at a certain age, but it helps keep you young as well. So I just want to keep this going as long as I can. I usually work out 4 days a week. 2 days of the week I do a lot of heavy lifting, upper body and lower body, and a lot of core exercises, sit-ups and combination exercises. And then the other 2 days of the week I do a lot of running. One day I do for distance and cardio. Next day I do for working on my form and sprinting and technique. And I do it year round to kind of keep it up so I don't lose any of the skills I've learned. My favorite part is just meeting people with common interests and common goals, and just to compete with them because you get to to really enjoy the sport with other people, and it's really builds a camaraderie and hopefully lifelong friends. I understand that in my age group that there are fewer competitors compared to other age groups. I want to make that change so they better reflect the lifestyle of people in New Mexico, because I know there's got to be more athletes than me in my age group. My name is Preston Green. Come join me and 10,000 or more of my closest friends at the National Senior Games in 2019 in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Everybody smiles right now. Susan Rice. My age is 59. I'll be 60 next year, and I'll be the baby of my age group, which is a good thing. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm a cyclist, and I'll be competing in all 4 of the cycling events. I've been competing as a senior for almost 10 years. To qualify for the National Senior Games that is going to occur here in 2019, that's just really exciting for me because it's in my hometown, it's in Albuquerque. And so we want to have a good show for everyone and show them how well that we can run sports. And I'm really proud to represent Albuquerque. Competing as you age is very important to keep you active. I use it as a motivator to get up in the morning and exercise every day. Competing is a plus, but that's what I use it for, so that I stay in shape as I age, because if you let your body start deteriorating, the golden age years will be not as much fun as they could have been. I have a very high-pressure job at times, and it's a great way to release stress, and it makes my people that work for me happy, and it makes my husband happy. I'm Susan Rice. I'm competing in the cycling events in the 2019 National Senior Games here in Albuquerque, and I'm going to be here with 10,000 of my best friends, so please come cheer us on.
Well, Hazel, some very impressive athletes going to be competing, representing New Mexico in the games.
Yes.
You know, that track athlete, I just saw him. It's like, he doesn't look like a senior athlete. That man is an athlete.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting, between the 50 and the 60, you're right. I mean, they look like they really could be
any age, in the open, yeah.
Exactly. And so, and I think that that's what's so attractive, again, with these National Senior Games is we want former college athletes to actually now come back out and come participate, or even try a different sport as well. But these are real sports, and so that's the reason why those local games are important, and the clinics that New Mexico Senior Olympics is doing. We definitely want people to come out and try them. But you're absolutely right. These athletes, I mean, age is but a number. And what it's interesting with the National Senior Games is the women that now you're starting to see definitely the pre-Title IX, but a lot of them were that Title IX, and so they did not have an opportunity to compete in high school or in college. And so they are like, oh, this is so wonderful. My knees don't hurt, my hips don't hurt, and they're ready to go. And so I think, again, this is just such an opportunity for New Mexico.
Well, tell us again how many people, how many athletes, and how many people you expect to be coming to Albuquerque, and what the impact to our communities estimated to be.
Yeah, so we are expected 10,000 to at least fly in, and we're expecting 13,000 athletes to participate. And with them staying in the hotels and frequenting and the businesses and restaurants, we are expected to have an economic impact of $36 million for this community and for the state of New Mexico. So this is just so huge. And this is new money that is coming in. And who knows, these seniors that come in may love it so much that they may we want them to come back, but they may buy a house here or retire here. And so we definitely want them to have the best time that they can, and also to see why we all live here in the land of enchantment.
All right. Well, Hazel, thank you so much. You've been a great guest. I'll post the details about the senior games on the abqshow.com so people can follow that. And best of luck, and we look forward to a great event coming up in June. And thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.